Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Whale's Tales. My name is Greg, and in this video I'm going to be going over sniper rifle long shots in Infinite Warfare. And I have a shit ton of clips for you guys in this video, so hopefully they speak for themselves a little bit, but I also will be talking about them as we get into it. But first I want to kind of go over how this video is organized. So I have clips on every single map that we have so far. No DLC in this video, hasn't been released yet, but all the original maps are here, and I have them organized by alphabetical order. So we're starting with breakouts and finishing with throwback. I have two types of clips in this video as well. I have clips that include successful long shots, which will have a little green check in the top left corner, as well as clips that include kills at a pretty long range, but not quite long enough to get me a long shot medal. And those will have a red X in the top left corner. So hopefully that kind of helps you stay oriented with what's going on. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about some general tips for getting long shots with sniper rifles. You're definitely going to want to use your minimap. I'll probably say that in pretty much every video I ever make. But use your minimap because it's going to help you know where your teammates are, and you're going to want to be looking toward the opposite sides of the map where your teammates are not. Basically, that's where your enemies are going to be kind of spawning and coming from, and that's where you're going to be able to get long shots. So know where your teammates are, use your minimap knowledge. As far as perks, I recommend using Ghost because that'll just help you be able to kind of sit in one spot without anybody knowing where you are. And also Marksman to cut down on the flinch. It definitely does help a little bit. It's not going to help like a crazy amount, but it helps a little. And also Hardwired, because that prevents you from being affected by counter UAVs, which are just fucking annoying and make it so you can't use your minimap. As far as the attachments go, I feel like Suppressor, I know there is supposed to be a small penalty for using the Suppressor, but honestly I really didn't notice it. I didn't really feel like I missed out on any long shots because I was using the suppressor, or just really not too many, and so I recommend using it. It'll help you if you miss your shot, because then nobody will know where you are. So most of the clips you're seeing have me using the suppressor, but not all of them. I also like the tracking chip. That helps you see enemies at longer ranges better, and the foregrip. Once again, if you miss your shot, the foregrip will help you more quickly line up your follow-up. Let's see, as far as a rig, if you need a rig to help you out, I recommend Merc. I wasn't really using it much in any of these clips, but Merc does have a like a trait that allows him to regenerate health a little bit faster, and also a payload that kind of works like kinetic armor from Black Ops 3. You just have extra health, so I mean I can see that being helpful. Let's see, one other little thing I was going to say, kind of gauge your opponents. If you have really aggressive opponents who are using a lot of submachine guns and shotguns and stuff, then you're not going to be able to sit in one spot for too long. So grab a quick long shot and then move around. Otherwise, they're just going to kind of figure out what you're doing and ambush you over and over again. It's not going to be fun. On the other hand, if you have opponents who are, you know, kind of playing it slow like you are, and also maybe working on like the same fucking challenge, or just also trying to snipe, then you can kind of stick around and just hang out in one spot, and you can challenge the same opponents over and over again, and hopefully get quite a few long shots that way. So gauge your opponents. That's my last little tip. So for the rest of the video, I am just going to kind of talk about what we got going on in the clips. So we are on to Genesis, which is one of the worst maps to get long shots on. In fact, I thought it was impossible. Look at that nice little collat. I thought it was impossible until I ended up getting one. As you saw, my very first Genesis clip was actually a long shot. Kind of confusing. I mean, I could really see almost no difference between that one and all these other fails as far as like the length. It was down the middle corridor. I couldn't find any other spot that would get me a long shot. So I'd recommend probably working on other challenges on Genesis. I just wanted to try and see if I could do it. That's why I kept trying it over and over again. But anyway, also, let's see, what is this map? This is Grounded. Haven't played this one in a while. This has been out of the rotation, as has Genesis. Like apparently there's like a glitch or something, but Grounded is also not a very good map. It does have this kind of one spot that you can sit over here in this little cave area and pick people off. It is kind of a more difficult shot though. Mayday is the only map that I didn't end up getting any successful long shot clips on. I actually did fucking get a long shot on Mayday. It was somebody jumping up behind this like piece of cover actually that was on behind right there, and I was on the other side. Very unlikely though that you'll get a long shot on Mayday. I mean, you might get one in a blue moon. That was what I got. So I wouldn't recommend trying to get long shots on Mayday, although I do like Mayday as a sniping map. It is actually pretty fun. So just not good for long shots. But Precinct is actually pretty good. Precinct is one of my favorites. This spot works really, really well. It works on both ends, although it probably works a little bit better on this side. Of course, every spot has a counter spot on the other side, and sometimes they both work equally well, and sometimes one side works better. Here I am on the other side, but it's just not quite as likely that you'll have an enemy at that far range, because he does have to be all the way over there against that wall. It also works if you're all the way back here, and you get a guy way up there on the truck like where I am here, and then of course this is the counter side if you're up on the truck. This is actually a pretty difficult shot though, so I don't recommend trying this too often, although I happen to get one there, which is pretty cool. So that I think is all of the successes on Precinct, and then I have quite a few fails as well. I think I was just probably playing Precinct a lot. I know it gets voted a lot, and it's a good map. So these are going to show you basically, yeah, so showing you that spot over there on the side, basically to my left right now, only works if you have enemies all the way back by the building or in the building. If they're all pushed up, that won't get you long shots. And same with this spot as well. They have to be about as far away as you can possibly be in order to get you a long shot. I also thought that this might work, but that did not get me a long shot either. So I think that's it for Precinct. On to Retaliation. You actually don't have to be this far back. You know, this was very early. I think this was like one of my very first attempts at getting long shots, and I was all the way back here in the cemetery. It works, but you don't have to be that far back. You can actually push up a little bit further and still get long shots. You'll be able to see a little bit further too if you push up further, so it still works. This is a good spot. I mean, you don't always get enemies challenging you. This is going to be for those lobbies where you get other people trying to snipe, and you can kind of get into these little sniper battles. Sometimes you might sit there for a while and just realize that, okay, none of my enemies are going to do this with me, so you have to move on. The bridge, I think, is a little bit better, more consistent. And this works well too. I guess I should also mention, all of these clips are either KBS Longbow, Widowmaker, or TF-141. Those are the only snipers that I worked on so far. Just all the bolt action ones. I kind of like to get those out of the way first, but I feel like I had enough clips in order to make this video, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty similar for the other sniper rifles. If I notice any huge difference, I will do an update video, I guess, but I really don't think I will. So okay, so we are on to Scorch, which is another pretty good map actually. It's got this one spot. If you're up on top of this thing, you will get a long shot, as long as your enemies are way back there. And I actually fucking missed this guy a couple times, and then finally he was far enough away that I got a long shot, so it kind of worked out. You can get a long shot if you're in front of that little thing that I was on, but it is not as likely. You'll see I get one there, and I'm not sure if I have another clip. No, I don't. So, and then there's this other spot over here on Scorch that works pretty well too. It works pretty well from both sides. So, as I said, some spots are better from one side, and some spots, you know, are just as good from both sides, and this is kind of one that works from both sides. Okay, so on to the fails on Scorch. They have to be all the way behind that head glitch back there in order for it to work, and same thing over here. They have to be over there on the rocks in order for you to get a long shot. And a couple more maps. We are on to Skydock. This is really the only spot on Skydock that I found. It has to be all the way. They have to be basically all the way up on that ledge. They cannot be down below. You won't get a long shot. It really looks like it should count, but it doesn't. So they have to be up on that opposite ledge from where you have to be on the ledge, and they have to be on the ledge as well. And I'll show you that. So there's one where, you know, I'm up above, but they're down low, and that doesn't get me a long shot ever. And then finally, my last clip on Skydock, I'll be down below, and the guy's up there on the little ledge thing, and I still don't get a long shot, even though I'm all the way back against the wall. So, good to know. And final map, Throwback. I have a few clips right here in this, basically in this one little spot. You can easily get long shots on the other side. This is another spot that works both ways really well. You can actually get long shots if you're a little bit further pushed up, but not all the way into like that red silo thing. And this spot also kind of works too. It's a little bit less likely, but you can get a sneaky long shot here or two if you're lucky. And we've got a couple of fails on this map as well. Just like I said, the silo is not quite far enough away, but this is still a pretty good spot for a long shot. And then this also doesn't work here either. So cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.